And we are back. It's 2020 and we are ready for another year of lemons. Sorry about the hiatus, but we got a lot in store for you. Guys, I got great news. I'm getting back into sim racing. I know, you're worried, I was worried, my friends are worried, but I'm back. And I'm teaming up with my buddy Belton. We are promoting 949 Sim Racing League, which is what he runs. It's fantastic. If you've never raced before in sim racing, or you're interested in getting into sim racing, or you're already a racer and you just want to practice before your next race, it's a fantastic way to do it. He's got a schedule, he's organized, he's got great people already. He's got his own Discord channel, which I invite you guys all to. The link will be below. Wednesdays is wildcard day. He races a bunch of different racing games. Thursdays is a set of Corsa Competizione. Friday, he's running Project Cars 2, an oldie but a goodie, one of my faves. And then Sunday and Monday, he does iRacing. So we're talking endurance, racing leagues, all kinds of stuff. So it's really good. It's great prep, and it's a lot of fun. So if you need any more information, you got questions, everybody's welcome. Information will be below. Hit me up. So where are we in our outstanding build for 2020 Lemons? Last time you guys checked in with us, we had detrimental clutch issues. We could not get the car to disengage without the pedal being almost to the floor. I think we bled it about 5 or 6 times, more like 10. I pulled the transmission out 3 or 4 times, like did I do something wrong? I couldn't figure it out. And what it ended up being, I'll show a clip right here, is...
So after all this time, all of our hydraulics was actually because of the RX8 pedal. Pat's gonna fucking kill me. Well, not that I knew or he knew, but that explains everything. Good God. Ugh.
We did finish bleeding though.
Yeah, for the 18th time. Doing it right the whole time.
Yeah. At the racetrack, when the clutch broke, he actually, the disc exploded and a piece of the disc got behind the original disc. And when he pushed to try to release the clutch as hard as he could, he actually ripped the top of the clutch pedal bracket and bent it outwards so that the rod was actually not doing its full stroke. And the way that we figured this out is and I got this really slick piece. Actually, I'll probably video it.
Masterclass bracket. Not buy it. $500. $500 slave bleeder.
I got this really nice long, almost 3-foot braided stainless steel clutch line that I can run from the master to the slave. So we can actually pull the whole transmission out without ever having to remove the slave off the transmission if we need to, because there'll be enough slack. We can also take the slave out and, bleed it any way we want, really, all the way out of the car, and never break the line ever. So what we did is we actually really quickly made a little device where it holds the slave so the slave cannot expand, and hydraulic fluid doesn't compress. So with the slave locked in place, we pushed on the pedal and it would still move substantially and then stop. And it would feel like you hit a wall. And that's what it's supposed to feel like from the get-go, because the fluid's not supposed to be compressing. So we're getting travel from somewhere. So I'm trying to figure out where that is. So finally I looked down there, and I've done this many times before, but I was looking at the first action of the clutch, and it was just starting to actually push on the master at that point. So I don't know how we missed that before, because me and Pat were down there several times adjusting stuff in the last race, and we couldn't figure it out. But this was the problem. I think what it was doing when me and Pat looked at it is the rod was aligned and it was pushing on the master, but what would happen is that when you pushed on the pedal, instead of it pushing in, the rod would stay there and the whole pedal assembly would get pulled up a little bit. And then finally it only gives so much and it'd start pushing the rod in. So that's why it would finally start to release the rear wheels, but only at the very last minute. So what did we end up doing? In good old Lemons fashion, we hammered it back into position, or bent it back into position, and then I just stick welded it as best as I could to make a nice strong pedal bracket again, really. That's all it was. So could have bought a new one for $200, but it wouldn't be very lemonsy of us. So Hey, Thomas did his fucking first welding job. Oh, that's perfect. I'd never seen better.
Thanks. I'm a trained professional.
Yeah, it'll probably work, to be honest.
Should I just do attack here? Just in case?
Yeah, we might want to flip it over, but we'll hit it with a hammer.
All right.
But look at you, man, pro welder. I love it. Dude, I'm making memories for your parents so they can see.
I'm gonna do the side.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, other than that, the car's fine. What else do we have on the board? We have fixed wires. We actually cut a hole in the transmission tunnel, like my fourth one, to access the slave cylinder, because when we switch to a second gen transmission, there's very little clearance to actually access the slave. But now with this hole that I put in there, and I'll put a clip of it, we can actually just remove the bolts very quickly and take it out without even technically jacking up the car. So that's handy. I'm gonna put a plate over it just so it keeps us legal. So the clutch is fixed, and I took back that Duralast one and got a regular one from Mazda. I have seat forward on there to adjust the seat ever so slightly. Thomas doesn't feel like doing the work though, so I think he's just gonna deal with it. I probably should move it up one step and probably take that heavy ass plate out of it and maybe use some light aluminum. It was my first time ever mounting a seat and I didn't really know what I was doing, so I could probably do that a little bit better. And I don't even use, the seat goes back so far that even I move it up a couple clicks, and I'm 6'9", so that's just how much leg room is in here, and it's my dream setup, really. It's actually nice with the suicide doors, and as far back as it extends, it's quite easy to get in and out of the car. But I think that it's probably more important to have our drivers a little bit more comfortable rather than they having to use booster seats and stuff like that. So I'm gonna probably move it up an inch or two just so it's in that sweet spot and we can accommodate every size driver in this. It just makes it, you know, the car that much better when I'm looking for drivers. What else? We need to finish our aerodynamics. We got a bunch of cheap wood that we're gonna put underneath and make a flat floor, maybe diffuser and splitter, and maybe swap out the differential because I have that other one. So, and we'll just put that in there, and that'll give us a little bit better of a ratio of gearing. So that's kind of where we're at. So yeah, I gotta get started filming on all that. I just wanted to update you guys real quick. I'm gonna start doing a lot more videos again. I also need to paint the cage, and I got a video that's coming on that, on what's the best acid to use and what's the quickest way to paint a rusty cage. Other than that, I'm not sure which race we're gonna do. The next feasible race, there's no way I'll make it to Louisiana, which is the one I wanted to do next. And we already missed Barber, unfortunately. But my mom passed, so it was just kind of too hectic to do it then, and the clutch wasn't fixed anyway. Next one would be technically Carolina Motorsports Park, the real 24-hour one. Because I don't think in between that and the September Carolina Motorsports Park race, there's really anything in that middle section that we can do that's close on the East Coast. Unless we really want to start really traveling, which is cool, but I don't have a ton of spares for this car, so it does make me nervous. That's the bad thing about driving, you know, cars like this, is that you can't just go to any junkyard and expect to have a car there. Ideally, it'd be nice to buy another $500 car and just bring it with us and just cannibalize it anytime we want. That would require a bigger trailer and a bigger truck, and I own neither, so it's quite the challenge. But if you live in Georgia, holler at your boy, you know, if you want to be part of the team. I think that's it as far as what we need to do. Debating if I want to see if maybe I can get a sponsor from Mako to just paint this car or something, or I might just vinyl wrap the whole thing. So yeah, that's where we're at. And yeah, why don't you let me know what color in the comments you think that we should paint or vinyl wrap this thing. I'm thinking like a metallic blue. I was thinking about this like nice metallic lasery blue over the car, and maybe get some like dark bronze for the wheels. I'll just wrap everything. As cool as the house paint looks, you know, it looks pretty crappy though. And yeah, I don't know. It's I've seen there's some actually like really good looking cars at Lemons. There's a lot of shit boxes too, you know, or fast cars that are made to look like shit boxes. I mean, I'm not trying to hide anything anyway. You know, they're gonna call this car cheaty no matter what, so it doesn't really matter. Even though you have a V6 Mustang manual, it's gonna have more torque and power than this thing, so whatever. Yeah, pushing a strong 150 horses and 130 foot-pounds of torque. Yeah, I guess that's where we're at. So let me hear what you think we should do to the outside, or any ideas really, or any other mods. Should probably mount the speedometer and whatnot so that it's not just held on by zip ties. Oh, maybe I get a sponsor from Zip Tie. Yeah, I probably need to get some sponsors for this year too, because I'm tired of being so broke because of this. Anyways, until next time, guys, I'll see you on the track.
Oh yeah, look good. YouTube. Buddy, you're a young man, old man, shouting in the street. You're gonna take on the world someday. You're not lying on your face, big disgrace, making your banner all over the place.
What you doing, buddy?
Trying to break out this piece of transmission tunnel that I didn't cut off all the way.
Do you want to show me your piece de resistance?
Yeah. Let's do that.
So, Thomas, why don't you break down your this amazing thing you did? What did you do exactly?
So GTI stock come with a diverter valve and a turbo inlet, and you can get a spacer that basically, instead of dumping the air back into the intake manifold, you dump it out to atmosphere. And if you do that, and also have a rubber chicken, you can do something pretty cool.
Do we have to be moving for it to work, or can we do it?
We can do it.
Oh, this is gonna be great. This is gonna be great. That's great. I thought it'd be a lot louder for some reason.
It's not super loud. It's louder if you.
Oh my God, it's a real rubber chicken. Hold on. Now that is engineering at its finest, sir.
Oh, yeah.
That is,
Power from this mod.
dude. How many? We're gonna start selling them immediately.
Water bottle and zip tie.
Nice water bottles and zip ties. Surprised that is not all melted yet.
I was gonna check. It's pretty soft.
What is that noise?
That's the turbo fan timer.
Oh, cool. That is dope. So what are you doing with all that extra fuel that it's pumping into your...
It uses a manifold's air pressure sensor instead of a flow sensor. So it
Oh,
should be okay.
yeah, it shouldn't make no difference.
Yeah.